giant steps, some chordal things. First thing is get the melody, and if you can get it on top of the chords, melody is for the first part. Might be one way to play it. Melody on top. Okay, so that's the first thing, chords and melody happening. Next thing I like to do is, there's a few different things you can do. Instead of on the D7, which is the second chord, you can put an A minor 6, which sounds really nice. So you've got, maybe make the B instead of a B major 7 or B major, or B whatever else you might put, make it a B6. You get this very nice note here, G sharp in the middle of the chord. Going down to an F sharp for the A minor 6. Going down again a tone, D, so it's following the bass note, F minor 6, G6, F minor 6, and then landing on an E flat major 7, and then do the same thing for the next progression. You might want to start higher up on the neck, maybe a G6 styled chord, G6 9, F minor 6 9, E flat major 6 9, and then C sharp minor 6 9, down to a B. And then that gets this progression. And there you go, or something like that, almost like that. And the other thing that you can do is you can use chromaticisms, or you can use altered bass notes, which sounds quite cool as well. I do a lot of chromaticism, so you might just do that into random chords. Going either way, semitonically, moving towards the chord. You don't do it all the time, otherwise it sounds stupid, unmusical. But you can use it at your discretion. It might be more of a grace note rather than an actual. But it's a really nice tension point. That's the other thing, is like, I'm going to talk maybe a little bit about the rhythmic stuff that I'd like to use over that, over any tune, I suppose. And we're doing Latin comp mainly, but I'll do some swing stuff as well. And we'll talk about rhythmic stuff, but that's probably the next video. So continuing on with some harmonic ideas, the other thing is you can do altered bass notes. So you can do a D sharp, B over D sharp, which is that chord there, and then there's a semitonic movement down to like a D sus 9, and then a G over B. That's a G add 9 over B, but same thing. So you got this now, and then a B sus, or B flat sus 9, and then stay there for the E flat major 7, E flat major 7 over B flat. So you got this sound. Same chords, and then you just obviously do that for the rest of the progressions as well. Do some other alterations. Semitone movement is nice, kind of using like a diminished, or similar to a fully diminished 7th chord instead of the 2-5-1. And you can use any of your 2-5-1 subs. It might be which is the substituted bass note for an E flat 2-5-1, and you could also use a 4. Sounds really weird. But in theory, I suppose it's kind of right. Now, some other things is to on the 5 chord is to alter that 5 chord rather than make it such a straight chord. And I like to do that, but I like to use when the chords are rushing by so quickly and the melody is really strong in your head, not to use so much of the sharp 5 sound, but more like a 13 flat 9, so like a diminished scale derived dominant chord. So it might be. Because the melody is really strong, and that expression, but that's kind of something that I'm getting into at the moment. And the other type of 5 chord that I like to use is a dominant 9 with a sharp and fifth, rather than like a sharp 5 or an augmented chord flat 9 sharp 9, which is a really traditional sound, which is this sound. So it's just kind of nice. Anyway, that's some ideas. Next we're going to talk about some rhythmic things.